Proverbs 31:30. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Hey y'all, and welcome to Coffee with Kin. Starting a podcast has been a dream of mine probably since high school. I've always wanted to do it. I just have never actually done it. And so I figured this would just be a really fun way to share what I have to say with the world in a really more personal and intimate way. I already have an Instagram account called Poetry with Kin, and that started out as just sharing poems because I really have a passion for writing. And so I just started sharing poems with, the few followers I have on there. And it kind of has evolved into just a place specifically for single women to feel empowered and understand that God is walking with you in your season of singleness. I, for one, am single. I have been single for almost now 20 years of my life. And it's something that isn't talked about enough. And I've really wanted to start this podcast so I can really dive deeper, specifically with that, but also with just so many other things. Um, I do have a passion for coffee. Usually it is Dunkin' or Starbucks in my hand. However, today I just made coffee at home. But I specifically wanted to start this podcast in February. And there was just a lot of different things that I was feeling like God was just calling me to start it in this particular month. It is the month of love. Valentine's Day is coming up on the 14th. I'm not sure if this is going to be published before or after, but I got this devotional from one of the missionaries at McNeese State. Go Pokes. And for the month of February, let me find it. I could choose to clip this onto my dress, but I don't want to. Okay, so for the month of February, each month has a cute little saying and scripture verse. And this one says, "Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." Proverbs 31:30 is, I want to show this to you guys. So it's so cute. So, Proverbs 31:30 is my favorite scripture verse ever. I first discovered it in high school once again, and I remember specifically I was on a retreat, and I opened my Bible just randomly, and it opened to that page, and I remember reading that scripture verse and feeling so touched by it, because there's just so much goodness to it and so much meaning. And I feel like it is just kind of like the scripture passage of my life, or at least this season of my life. And so there was just a lot of things that we're looking up to starting my podcast this month. Also, I love to get on soapboxes. I love to rant. I can be somewhat of a more introverted person, but when I'm passionate about a topic or with the right people, I can be quite the yapper. So I wanted to just create an outlet in which I could freely yap, and people can't get annoyed by it, because if you're listening to this, you probably like to listen to people yap. So, some fun little things to know about me. I am Catholic and have been my entire life. My favorite color is pink. I'm quite obnoxious about it. If you know me in real life, you know that. Again, I love coffee. I love anything Cajun food. I'm from Louisiana, born and raised, and I'm the youngest of 4 girls. So I have 3 older sisters who I love so very dearly. And yeah, these are all just some little fun things. I'm still in college. I'm studying under mass communications PR. Not sure what the future looks like for me, but I wanted to really just create a podcast. So here we are. I mean, yeah. So I hope y'all can follow along. We're going to have some really fun topics that I hope will be really meaningful and that you can really gain something from this podcast. And yeah, I really didn't want this podcast to be just a boring kind of just podcast. So sometimes we'll have story times. Hopefully, we will have guests on it in the future. But we're just starting out. So, yeah. But I'm really excited for this. And if you've stayed this far, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what the future holds for this podcast.